Did you know they made a new Five Nights at Freddy's? But oh no, it's Sister Location. It's a spin-off. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. Again! Turn the lights down, volume up, and journey to creep. Are you ready for Freddy? Because I'm not! The Easter eggs are always fun, but the various theories is what can really leave you up at night. To begin, let's start with endings. Major spoiler alert. Go watch my other Sister Location video where I only do minor spoilers, I guess. On night 5, there are actually 2 endings. Many of you probably already know this, but for those who don't, when exiting the Funtime Gallery, instead of following Circus Baby's instructions, go forward and right. You're going to hear that a lot in this episode. Once you've beat the game completely, on the blueprint section of the extras menu, you will find a map layout. You'll notice that going forward and right will lead you to a private area, as opposed to the alternative. Night 5 is meant to confuse you. You don't know whether or not to trust Baby. If you do follow her instructions, she will lead you directly to the scooping room. It is here we learn of Circus Baby's true intentions. We technically also get the origin story of how Funtime Foxy got, well, mangled. If you paid close attention as Baby is giving directions, she tries to depict Ballora as the threat. But if you think about it, the broken Ballora was taken to the scooping room on night 4. She's laying right there! Oh, Ballora. Who is the threat in the other room then? Is it the new animatronic, Ennard? More on him in a bit. Once scooped, a silhouette can be seen in the mirror. The eyes open, revealing a purple hue. Another reason gamers believe you're playing as AFTON because, well, in the book, he's revealed to be the purple guy. This is known as the red ending. We'll discuss the blue ending in a bit. But how about some Easter eggs in the meantime? The boop your nose Easter eggs return in this game, this time with a creepier twist. You could always click the nose of some posters or figures in the other games, but in Sister Location, it's these creepy kids' faces. And they don't go boop. Not just that, but click on this guy's nose. Oh my god! It's Ennard. This whole time. And evil was just staring us right in the face. Not just that, but Scott's games have always had little inconsistencies or rare occasions when it comes to Easter eggs. For example, when I played Night 5 right before the scooping room, I didn't notice at the time. But after I finished the game and went over the footage, I noticed the mask was missing. Some people have said this isn't always the case. Speaking of inconsistencies, Creepy Gaming Viewer and The Desk sent me a screen grab of one of these rare Easter eggs. We see Funtime Foxy, aka Mangle's head, hanging in Ennard's place. The glowing eyes only make it more eerie. All better. As far as the small Easter eggs go, there is a nice reference to Balloon Boy in the Circus Gallery. He can be seen hanging in the top left by whatever the hell this is. I didn't know if it was him or JJ at first, but pretty sure it's BB himself. Balloon Boy was a bit of an oddity at first because at the time, all the animatronics were animals. After playing Sister Location, we now understand where the human-like animatronics came from. This game actually answers a lot of questions and confirms many theories with its Easter eggs. That I will give it credit for. For example, in Night 1, you'll hear Hand Unit tell you this.
Please enter your name as seen above the keypad. This cannot be changed later. It seems that you had some trouble with the keypad.
Wait. The name as seen above the keypad? Now don't get me wrong, I noticed the name Mike above, obviously, but I didn't hear that part of the dialogue. The only Mike we know from the series is Mike Schmidt from the first game. We can only assume it's him. Let me save you some trouble. If you haven't read the novel Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes, it reveals that William Afton uses the alias of Dave Miller, as well as a few others. There's a fan theory going around that Mike Schmidt and even Fritz from FNAF 2 was really Afton all along using another alias. There are always two sides to the same coin. Some gamers still don't think we play as Afton because Circus Baby says, quote, "I don't recognize you." Remember though, later in the game she also admits that she's gotten really good at pretending too. With Baby's passive-aggressive behavior, it's hard to tell if what she says is really what she means. Another Easter egg that helps answer a question or two is the lamp. When I first saw the soap opera scenes, I didn't think much of it. Off to your right, you may notice this lamp as well as the home's older decor. The same lamp can be seen from the house in FNAF 4. That's because they are the same home. That means... Yep. Now that a few minds have been blown, let me try to explain. In the secret ending, rather than following Baby's instruction of forward and left, go forward and right, like I said earlier. You're going to hear this a lot. If you successfully beat the death minigame and distribute the cupcakes properly, then you'll have access to the private room. Now you know we're going down the rabbit hole. If you look at the extras on the menu screen, you can find a layout of the sister location. The same map layout can be seen on Night 2 during Freddy's only appearance in the game. Here we can see what is labeled Private Room. Forward and right. I'll say it again. Forward and right will lead you there. Once inside, it's like playing a classic game of FNAF. It really takes you back. It's surprisingly fun. What's not fun is what you discover. This private room was believed to be William Afton's secret personal office. If you type 1983 on the keypad in the center, the three monitors will come on. You will notice the monitors displaying live feed of the house from FNAF 4. So it is canon with the other games. We also see a golden Fredbear plush. This explains a lot. Originally, we thought the Fredbear was possessed, talking with a young child, or at least the young child was thinking he was talking to a Fredbear. The eyes followed you wherever you walked. The silver eyes. The multiple Fredbears were surveillance cameras. This leads to another popular theory, but before I go into what I call the Afton family theory, let's finish talking about the secret ending first. We gotta stay in line here. We gotta keep things in order. It's easy to go off the track with this. So once you make it to 6 a.m., like the classic games, you complete your shift and head home to finish watching your soap opera. I always wondered what these in-between scenes meant. The only Easter egg or reference that I gathered was that Clara burned down Vlad's house, much like the haunted attraction burns down in Night 5 of FNAF 3. But like I said, we have to stay in order here. We'll be here all day just talking about the other games alone. While watching Vlad and Clara fight it out, a figure slowly shuffles in the room from the right side. It's Ennard. I don't know if this was supposed to be creepy or funny, because Ennard looks a little derpy right here. Hey kids, don't you want some pizza? This is what is referred to as the blue ending. mainly because the end is now in a blue font rather than the red from the scooping room ending. I think myself and most people agree that the red ending is the real ending, the true ending, the canon ending. If you brighten up the blue ending, you can actually see the words fake ending. This wouldn't be too far-fetched though, considering game creator Scott Cawthon's track record of hiding images in the dark backgrounds. Look at this teaser for the game. Brighten it up and boop, mini arenas. Even the teaser images of the game has its own Easter eggs. Damn, this is getting meta. Another great Easter egg, this one actually in the game, is on night 3. I think a lot of people already know about this one, but I'd probably get called out if I didn't at least mention it. If you go to Circus Gallery on night 3, you will hear this chilling monologue from Circus Baby.
Did you know that I was on stage once? It wasn't for very long, only one day. What a wonderful day, though. I was in a small room with balloons and a few tables. No one sat at the tables, though, but children would run in and out. Some were afraid of me, others enjoyed my songs. Music was always coming from somewhere else, down a hall. I would always count the children, I'm not sure why. I was always acutely aware of how many there were in the room with me. 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 2, then none. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. I was covered in glitter. I smelled like birthday cake. There were 2, then 3, then 5, then 4. I can do something special. Did you know that? I can make ice cream. Although I only did it once. There were 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Something happened when there was 1. A little girl, standing by herself. I was no longer myself, and I stopped singing. My stomach opened, and there was ice cream. I couldn't move, at least, not until she stepped closer. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment. Then other children rushed in again, but they couldn't hear her over the sounds of their own excitement. I still hear her sometimes. Why did that happen?
In between nights, we hear who we presume to be the voice of AFTON's daughter, the girl that Circus Baby was built for and modeled after. We hear her in between nights pleading with her father to see her, but he is reluctant. So look at her dialogue, death minigame, and the creepy Circus Baby Easter egg from night 3, and we can safely say that the daughter was killed by Baby. This is where the AFTON family theory I mentioned earlier comes in. So let's just say we do play as William Afton in Sister Location. Everybody else who has worked at these places met a tragic demise, but if William Afton really was Fritz and even Mike Schmidt, it would explain how he was able to survive all 5 nights in these games. He is the purple guy. If you think about it, FNAF 3, you're being chased by Springtrap. Who is the purple guy? Even Baby asked him why he would come to a place like this. That's because he's familiar with most of it. Or at least he thinks he is. That just leaves one other game, FNAF 4. The Afton family theory is that the poor child from FNAF 4 was the son of William Afton. This would explain the surveillance equipment and the secret ending. If you look at the map layout, you'll notice that the extra rooms are really the rooms from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Hell, we even restored power to them! So, if this is the case, let's look at a family tree. We have Papa Afton, okay? There's the supposed son. Then there's his daughter. So the title's sister location is a double entendre. It really does have two meanings. This would explain the mysterious unused girls' room from the house in FNAF 4. Not only that, but it would also explain the mysterious mangle, or should I say, the broken Funtime Foxy. In the book, Afton's business partner Henry built the original animatronics we all love and hate. Maybe this would help explain the human-like animatronics. Henry built the animal designs while William Afton eventually developed the human models. Oh, this is getting convoluted. Who was Balloon Boy modeled after then? Their twice removed smelly cousin or something? Anyway, stay on point. You gotta stay in line when it comes to FNAF, Mikey. You got this. Stay on point. Like always, I do not claim to have come up with all of these theories. Thanks to everyone who has sent stuff in. Your response has been really overwhelming. It's really cool and I do appreciate it. That being said, let me add my own spin to the Afton family theory. So we have Afton, his daughter who died, his son who, well, let's face it, probably died. But what about the older brother? You know, the one who bullied and eventually fed his sibling to a golden Fredbear? Where does he fit in? Can we expect the next title to be about him? Or perhaps that FNAF movie we've been hearing about for so long? This made me think about the cameras in Sister Location. Being watched is a theme in this game. The whole series, really, but this one especially. Who is behind the cameras? Is Big Brother really watching? Now, I understand that because of the convoluted timeline and this being yet another prequel that the brother probably doesn't have anything to do with the cameras. I'm just letting you know these are the aspects we should look into. Maybe we really are playing as the older brother in FNAF 4. The minigames are him feeling regret for what he did to his little brother. The nightmare animatronics haunt him. Afton has already lost one son to Golden Fredbear and his daughter to Circus Baby. Maybe he's been watching his last child for his own safety while at work. Just another theory. Just, some food for thought. Mull it around a little bit. Heh, I said mullet. That's the fun part of these games to me. Just start theorizing. Anything's possible in FNAF lore. I took Scott's statement regarding canon to mean that not everything has to fit in as a perfect puzzle piece. He insists narrative is more important, and I agree. Storytelling is way more important than every single little thing fitting together. It kind of confirms what I've been saying all along. What's important is to keep certain things open-ended to leave fans theorizing. We as gamers should be happy though, because Sister Location reveals a lot, especially if you believe in the Afton family theory. This game is basically the origin of Purple Guy, if you think about it. I'm glad I made these videos as two separate productions, because when we released the last Sister Location video, the game has slowly began to win me over. I still stand by what I said, it's not my favorite, but I've got to give it the credit it deserves. Another interesting thing is this game is still fairly new, and I have a feeling there is a ton of Easter eggs and maybe even another ending that we just don't even know about yet. I couldn't help but notice all the different keypads throughout the game. I guess, much like the lockbox, only time will tell. And speaking of, I've got to wrap this up because I can and have talked about this forever. Before I'd go, I'd like to leave you with one more random creepy Easter egg and a theory for you folks to discuss in the comments. Give a little something to you fine folks who've stuck around this long. This is random, okay, but creepy as hell. Again in the extras, in the blueprint section, you can actually see children stuffed in most of the animatronics themselves. Kinda makes you rethink this scene from the last game. We all thought it was an employee, but now, looking at the big eyes, is Purple Guy stuffing a kid in the suit? Scott, you done it again. Well done, sir. Kudos. Kudos indeed. Here's the theory I want to leave you guys with. FNAF 4 and Sister Location really tie together, more so than I'd say the other games. Again, I can't take credit for this theory, I just want to know what you guys think. The briefcase at the end of FNAF 4 has still left many gamers scratching their heads. There were 2 locks on the box. Now that we know that Fredbear and Friends was owned and ran by both Henry and the notorious William AFTON, is it possible that each had their own key to the box? A key to their own personal locks. Something in there so bad that no one man could be trusted with? Just something to think about. Sleep well, folks.
Either way, Scott Cawthon has still somehow managed to pull a game out of his ass. Again, love him or hate him, Scott Cawthon was able to continue the series and only raise more questions, which is what he's pretty good at after all. Either way, I think that's going to do it for us today, folks. I truly hope you enjoyed. Hi, I'm Mullet Mike Hardcastle with the Lamb Full Screen Arcade saying keep stay creepy. Thanks for watching, folks. Peace! I like another one. Let's do another one. I didn't like that piece. Did you? Let's do a better piece. Peace!